All right, guys, the Apple Vision Pro has obviously been released now for a week to the general public, and I've been putting it through its paces. I've literally been spending hours with this thing every single day, and I've been downloading all sorts of apps to try and go ahead and find the best apps for you guys. So these are the best apps and games on the Vision Pro. The list is not in any sort of order, it's just my top apps in general, so it's not like listed to number 1 to number 15 in the sense of that's the best at number 1, but there's a lot of good apps that have already released on the App Store, and there's new stuff every day. So make sure you subscribe so you can see my next video of when I do another top list like this. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a brekkie is the gaming tech, gaming tech is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are on the Vision Pro, and I wanted to show you guys again all of the apps that I think are awesome on this thing, and showcase some of the best launch day apps that you guys can experience for today. So let's go ahead and start off with the Maze VR concerts. This is one that I have talked about and done a dedicated video on, and a lot of these apps that I'm talking about today will have their own dedicated videos of me reviewing them and talking about them and stuff. But a Maze VR is an app that lets you see concerts in VR. And this thing really blew my mind because of the quality of this thing. These are the artists that they currently have in there, and you can see some of them are coming soon, and I really hope that they continue going forward of having new artists all the time, because the experience in here is crazy, and you can actually try the concerts for free. When you don't have a song downloaded, like here, you can try one song for free so you can actually see, and it costs $12.99 for the concerts. But literally, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, because the quality of this thing is just insane. And they have, obviously I can't show you the music and stuff due to copyright, but it kind of blew me away of what you guys can actually expect in here, and the quality of the visuals and the capturing method that they're doing. If you have not seen a VR concert, this might actually sell you on VR concerts in the future, because that's what it did for me. So this one is an awesome app to take a look at, Maze VR. The next one we're going to take a look at here is Lego's Builder's Journey. So this is a Lego game that you can actually play in virtual reality here, and it is really cool. It's obviously part of Apple Arcade, so if you have Apple Arcade, you get this game already included. And basically, you can just play with Legos. There is a story mode where it kind of progresses you through and kind of showcases, as you can see here, you can bring this object as close to you want and make it as large as you want and stuff like that. And you can select and pinch to grab this, and it kind of walks you through putting these pieces in here, manipulating them. You can move them around as you guys are looking at here, and kind of put them anywhere that you want to put them, which is really cool. But I think what really sets it apart is when you actually get past the little intro section here, you can actually start playing with Legos and build whatever you want, so you don't have to follow this. This is obviously teaching you the game, and it will let you build things and go through like the story that it has, but you can actually also play this in free play and just design whatever you want. Imagine playing with Legos anywhere you go. And then it shows you that you can rotate it with your other hand, as you can see here, which is really cool when you pick up a piece and kind of rotate them wherever you want them to go. Which again is super cool. So Lego's Builder's Journey is an app I definitely recommend you guys check out, especially if you have Apple Arcade. And the next app I want to talk about here is Cut the Rope 3. This is a fantastic application. Obviously, Cut the Rope is a game that we're all used to. It's been a game that's been around for a while. The one that's on Apple Arcade, so you get this if you subscribe to Apple Arcade. And what's really cool is that it puts you in this so this is a game that we're all familiar with on our phones and stuff, but it puts like a 3D element to it, which is really cool. As I kind of sit back here and kind of explore this, you can see it has like a 3D effect in front of me, and I can go ahead and hit play. And, you're playing through Cut the Rope, but just in like a 3D environment. So I think this is really cool that if there's iPhone games and stuff that just don't really have any way of playing it besides obviously playing it like this, where they have to, there's only so much you could do with games that were maybe iPhone apps before that are not fully realized in VR. And this is a great way to kind of still bring it into VR and have a new way to play it. I think this looks awesome. You're playing with the touch pinch mechanics, and you can see here, and you can kind of just hit that, swing, let go, and then collect your stars. So it's exactly the same Cut the Rope adventure that you guys are used to, but just presented in a new way, and I think it's really fun, and I definitely prefer playing it this way than on one of my iPhones for sure. The next one here I wanted to talk about is the Disney Plus application, specifically because it has access to their whole entire 3D movie library, which is awesome. If you're subscribed to Disney Plus, you have a variety of 3D movies to watch, all presented in 4K HDR for the very first time, and it seems like they're adding more every once in a while, because there's a couple on here that definitely weren't on here on day one. that are now in here, which is fantastic and awesome to see. And I can't wait to, watch some of these movies and experience them in 3D as I always thought they were intended to be. But then you also have the cool environments like Disney Theater, Avengers Tower, and Scare Floor and Tatooine, where you can actually go into these environments and really feel like you're present in here. As you guys are looking at, and it just feels really, really cool to be in Avengers Tower here and be fully immersed and dialed in and watching a movie in here when you're actually watching it. And then, not to mention that then when you're going into these apps, if you were to play a movie, and you can see I'm in this dark environment here now, which just looks super awesome. You got the gigantic screen in front of you as you guys are looking at. And then look at the detail on the Iron Man mask. They actually have it lit up. Same thing with the Hulkbuster. Look behind you. You have details kind of everywhere. Being in this environment is awesome. The details are so sharp. And you got the cityscape right in front of you that looks awesome over the stars and stuff like that on Avengers Tower, just kind of hanging out, watching a Marvel movie or watching whatever movie you're watching. This is just super cool to do these in this environment and stuff. The next one I want to talk about here is the DJ app. The DJ app is an app that's been around for a while that you can actually DJ music and stuff like that. But what's really cool is that you can obviously DJ right here. As you can see, you got the turntables and stuff, and you can kind of do it right here, kind of in mixed reality and stuff like that. But when it gets really cool is when you actually go into these different environments that they have. For example, this tunnel one, as you can see here, loads you in here, and then you can put this wherever you want. And you actually have the table right in front of you. You can actually hit the dials, and obviously I can't play any music for you in here right now, but you can see all the dials and stuff like that. And I'll do a full review on this before, separately. But there you can see all the album artwork, which is really cool. And I love the fact that they're kind of all around you, where you can see all the album artwork and stuff for your recent songs that you played. And what's really cool is that you can just grab the record and kind of just put it on here just like that, which I think is super cool, and put them wherever you want them to go and slide them back in. So that's a really cool way to interact. And obviously the best thing about this app is that it integrates with Apple Music. So if you're an Apple Music, person who already uses Apple Music, you have the whole entire catalog that you can work with, which is awesome, to experience and DJ and stuff like that. So this is a really cool way to DJ. It has a lot of cool effects that kind of just use your hands and stuff like that you can manipulate and use on here. Looping songs and all these right here that you can loop for different sections of a song, which is really cool, the way that you do that with your hands and stuff. So they definitely have some cool stuff on here. You can also obviously manipulate these buttons back and forth. Again, they also have other different environments here. You can just be, in your pass-through environment if you want to, but they also have the desert on here, which is super cool. So you can kind of be DJing here in the middle of a desert, which also has really cool effects with music turned on. So this looks even better when you actually are playing songs, because you'll actually see different effects and stuff. Like these guys will start dancing when you play a song in front of you on this one here, which is really fun and a pretty cool environment to be in. So this one's really cool, the DJ app. Definitely recommend you if you guys are DJ fans and want to DJ some songs and stuff. It's definitely really fun. The next one we got to talk about is Encounter Dinosaurs. Now, even though this is an app that obviously came with your Vision Pro and everyone has it, I think there's something a lot of people are not talking about when it comes to this app. While this thing loads up here, and that's the fact that you can actually interact, but the storyline actually may slightly change at the end depending on how you interact with these dinosaurs and stuff. So just don't go in there and just sit back. I mean, you could the first time you do it, maybe you take a seat and you just kind of watch and experience what it's like the first time so you can get an idea. But as you experience this thing here and you actually see what's going on and the portal opens and stuff, and you start seeing the dinosaurs and the butterfly kind of comes to you and you start interacting with the dinosaurs and you go up close to it, the scenes will actually play out a little bit differently, which is super cool. Just like you can, interact with the butterfly and have it land right on you as I'm putting my finger out here, which is super cool. Look at that. He decided to land on my thumb, which is super cool. That looks like it's literally on there as a butterfly literally comes on me and is flying in my environment right now. I swear to God, that looks so real. Moving through my environment. Like if you told me there was a butterfly in here, I'd believe you. But yeah, while this portal opens up, even the little dinosaurs and stuff, as you guys are looking at, go into the environment and interact with it, because things will change. Don't just go in here and not actually pet. And first of all, the detail on this thing is just crazy, but if you get close to it and you actually interact with the dinosaur, it will do things as it comes closer to you, which is super cool. I'll let you guys explore that for yourself, but I definitely urge you guys to interact with all the dinosaurs and stuff to see what they do as they see you, because it is super cool. The next app we're going to talk about here is Game Room. Game Room is an app that also comes with Apple Arcade, and this is obviously by the name and nature a board game app. And this is done by Resolution Games, a developer that's been around the VR scene for a while. I love their games and the Oculus Quest and stuff, and it's awesome to see that they had a game ready to go right in the beginning, and they did a fantastic job with this game. The only thing I hope is that they add even more games to this thing as it goes forward, but they did a great job, you know, with incorporating these board games in here, and I'll show you why. So you can see here in gaming, you have this fantastic chessboard in front of you in mixed reality, and you can play chess, you know, anywhere you want and stuff like that. And you can see I can just grab the pieces naturally, moving these pieces around the board. They look fantastic. This thing doesn't move anywhere. It just stays exactly in the place that it's supposed to. It works really well. And they have other games as well. If you go back to the main menu here and we quit this game, we can go back and you can see all the other different games that they have: Heart, Solitaire, Yacht, and Sea Battle, which is super cool. And if I were to just click on one of these other games, for example, like Sea Battle, you can see you can either play the AI on easy, you can play online multiplayer if you want to, which is really cool. Some of the games like chess even have turn-based battles, which is awesome. And when you're in here and stuff looking at these games, first of all, this environment looks really cool. Look at the way that they did this. Obviously, it reminds everyone of Battleship. But instead of being a mixed reality where you could technically do this and then also multitask at the same time with all the different windows while you're playing board games, which is fun because that means you could bring up anything and do it. You can also be in a fully immersive environment as well if you want to. They have an immersive environment like the library, as you can see here, which we will go into. And you can see we are now in an immersive environment. This uses the same thing as what Apple does, so you can kind of dial it back if you want to be in as much as you want. I like this because I can kind of come in here, and if I was eating or something, I could still keep playing this board game while I'm eating, but still be immersed in front of me, which is why I kind of like this look, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they did a fantastic job with this game. It's on Apple Arcade, so I would definitely urge you guys to check it out. This one's really cool. The next one we're going to talk about is In Space. This is an app that's really cool, especially for right now when we're all still getting our Vision Pros, where it actually lets you connect with other people who have a Vision Pro and actually work with them online. So, not work with them, but play with them online. This is my profile here, for example, that I created. I can go inside this virtual room, as you guys are looking at here, and I can actually use my persona in here, and I can invite other people to sit around the table with me. We can all have conversations, and we can actually see each other's personas, which is something that, you know, I don't think any other social app exists on the App Store right now, where you can actually all be around using your personas and stuff, which is a cool way to test personas out there with people, which is fun. You can be in these 3D environments like this one here that you guys are looking at, playing chess in front of you, which I think is super cool. If you play chess and it kind of puts you in a different environment, but here and even in your home, you can actually customize the pictures that are up there. You can customize the music that's linked to Apple Music up there. You can customize all of these different things in your room, like the colors and the frames and stuff. So give it a little bit of customizability. I hope they keep expanding this app with new other games and stuff, but this is super, super cool, and I definitely recommend everyone check it out. Next one we're going to talk about is Jetpack Joyride, another one that is on Apple Arcade, and I think they did a really good job with. Half-Brick has been around for a really long time on the iPhone, and we all kind of know this game and stuff, but they did a really cool job with this game because it actually puts you in an immersive environment. So as you can see here, I'm in this immersive environment of Jetpack Joyride, and if I manipulate things, I can actually use my pinch and kind of mess with things around the room, which is pretty cool. Even pick up that phone, change that picture and stuff like that. So it has some interactability, but it looks really cool in here. And then you can hit the play button in front of you and play this game. And what's cool is I'm surprised how well it actually works. This is really cool to be able to play this game, and you just pinch to move up and down and just let go as soon as you want it to let go. And I can't believe how well it actually works. Like, I've done some really long runs on here. I can dodge these pretty well. It just works super well, and it's super fun. So this is a great way to do an app like this, and I think they did a fantastic job. I hope more iPhone developers bring their games that were really originally meant for iPhone and do something like this, because this is super fun. And I'd rather play it like this in an immersive environment than just playing it on my phone. The next app we're going to talk about here is Jigspace. This is actually a 3D model app that you can actually put 3D models in your actual room. As you can see here, I'm about to put an F1 car in here, and it tells you to pick where you want to actually place it. So if I pick right there and I place it, look at the gigantic car that's in my living room. It is insane. It looks like it's actually here, and you can actually pinch and make it a different size and move it around and stuff, make it as small as you want to, as big as you want to, but the detail on this thing is insane. And you can actually pick apart different pieces too. I can actually pick pieces apart and see the engine inside and stuff like that. It just looks ridiculous in front of you. It's a really cool app to mess around with and just see what digital objects can really look like in your room. They have other objects you can mess with and stuff, but this is just super impressive, the detail on these objects. They really do look like Like, that looks like it's on my floor and it looks like it's in my house. It's pretty crazy. The next app we're going to talk about is Juno. Juno is an app that is from a person who we all know who made Apollo on Reddit back in the day, and he made a YouTube app for us. Since there's no native YouTube app, it's really awesome that we can actually come in here and basically see, YouTube on here and get all the features that we want until YouTube finally makes their own YouTube app, which is really cool. So I'm really happy that this exists, and I'm really happy to support him and throw a couple bucks his way to actually have a native YouTube app on here, which is super cool. Puzzling Places is another app on here that I like to talk about. If you guys are puzzle fans, jigsaw puzzles and stuff like that, this is a great app to get into. This is an app that exists on other platforms as well, where you're basically using these 3D objects that you can manipulate in space here, and then you're trying to basically create these puzzles and put them in the right spot. I'm also terrible at this game, just to let you guys know. Or terrible at doing puzzles. But you get the idea. You can mess with these puzzles in thin air by moving your hand, and then you grab these pieces and kind of move it around until it actually fits in the place it's supposed to go. And then what's really cool is that when you're done, you actually have a full 3D model render in front of you of what you actually just built, which is much cooler than just a jigsaw puzzle that you're just looking in a flat space. This is much cooler and much more fulfilling when you actually complete it to see what that 3D model looks like. So another cool app, especially if you're a puzzle fan, this one's definitely one to check out. Sky Guide is a great application that you can actually look into the sky. You can choose the time of day, now, dusk, or night. You can see where you want to go, city, mountain, or ocean. So if you click and go into the ocean here, you can see you're looking at the stars and stuff, which is super cool. And you can actually just grab it from thin air and kind of manipulate it. And then if you let go, you can actually take a look, and it gives you a bunch of history on it, which is really cool as you scroll through here. And then you can exit it out and look all over the stars. You can even search for different stars and stuff like that, and the solar system, and it'll actually tell you exactly where it is. If you click find it, will actually point you to where it actually is, which is pretty cool. Has binoculars for you to zoom in, so if you want to take a look at something up close, if you're looking for certain things, it's really cool to just be in here and check out the stars, learn about them, see shooting stars and stuff like that. It's really tranquil and relaxing experience. The next one I want to talk about here is Silver. This is an Instagram app that literally just came out a couple days ago. Obviously, Facebook isn't making anyone anytime soon, but the fact that we actually have one right here that we can go ahead and use has everything you would want for Instagram. Where you can move up and down, take a look at your feed. You can look at reels as well, and the explore page. You can scroll through pictures and all that kinds of stuff that you would want to do through Instagram. Awesome. Obviously, Facebook's probably not going to be in any sort of rush or meta to get an app like Instagram on here because they have their own platform. So super cool to see third-party developers kind of filling in the void here, and we have an Instagram app already, which is super cool to have in here. And the last one I wanted to talk about here is Synth Riders here. And Synth Riders is a game that a lot of people are familiar with because it's on the Oculus Quest platform. And here it is on the Apple Vision Pro, where you actually use your hands, which is super fun. And you can see that you can play in either mixed reality mode, or you can also play in full immersive VR mode, which is super cool. It has 3 different difficulties on this, easy, medium, and hard. So you don't get all the difficulties that you would expect to see from the Quest version if you played it, probably because the hand tracking probably couldn't keep up if it was like that. But what is here, easy, medium, and hard, still gives you a ton of fun. It has over 70 songs included. There's no DLC since it's on Apple Arcade, so that's a benefit on this side of the platform, and it is super fun to play. And I was surprised on how well the hand tracking actually held up. I didn't feel like I was missing notes every 2 seconds because of the hand tracking, and I was having a blast. And the visuals are really nice and crisp. So I think they did a really good job porting this game over. Another one that I want to talk about here is What the Golf. This is another one that you play in mixed reality here, and you can kind of move it up and move it down wherever you want to do, and you're actually playing golf just like that, and you're going through these different levels and stuff playing What the Golf. It's a super fun and relaxing game as you're trying to, hit the golf balls here by using your pinch and just hitting the balls just like that. It's a really fun game to play, and definitely a relaxing game. It definitely the levels definitely get much harder as the time progresses. I would definitely tell you that. And it's really fun, and it plays well in mixed reality, and it lets you have the ability of multitasking since you're playing it in mixed reality, which is always cool. And yeah, it's a really fun game. I'm sure you guys have heard of What the Golf, but now it's fully in 3D in front of you. And the last one I wanted to talk about here is Voyager. Voyager is definitely an app that if you're interested in flying and stuff like that, this would be an app for you. You can actually come in here and actually see planes live landing and coming out. You can see this one here is leaving the airspace right now. You can actually click on the flight. Oh, he just left. We just missed it. But you can actually go to different airports and stuff. Like if I go ahead and go into here and search for different airports that I've been to. Let's say I go to Washington, D.C. it will actually load Washington, D.C. And there you go. You see planes that are coming in and out, ones that are landing. And this is all in real time. These are actually planes in the air that are literally taking off at the exact time. It even shows you their altitude and everything, which is super cool. And like I said, you can actually see all this stuff and all the planes landing and stuff everywhere they're going. And everything is in real time, which is just super cool to kind of be, looking at this stuff right in front of you and just relaxing and looking at all these planes coming in. It's just kind of surreal that these planes are actually leaving and coming in right now, and you're actually seeing real flight information as they go in and out. It's super fun.
All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that list of all my favorite apps and games so far in the Apple Vision Pro when it comes to launch day or launch week. Stay tuned for future videos and make sure you subscribe to see when I make the next list.